Hello, you beautiful baby. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for clicking this video. I really appreciate it. Welcome back or welcome. Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Tyra. Over here, I basically just tell you all my business, whether I'm vlogging, reading out of my journal, or just sitting down talking to you. You never know. You may have clicked on a video that's about drama or me doing a reaction. Whatever made you click, I'm so glad you did. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
You guys are going to see me with missing nails, and it's because I was trying the pop-off method. My next video that I do, like, you'll kind of be there with me, I guess we'll say, so, like, you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about, but I sat here and I was able to pop a couple off, so I probably should have waited till I did a video. Yeah, I just don't be thinking, girl. I just don't be thinking.
I'm just excited about doing my next set. It's insane how much I want to do my nails. It really is. But it's like I'm dying to perfect them so I can feel like I've mastered it. I've mastered press-ons. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do them, and I know my style, and I know what I think looks good and all the things, right? And I know the best way to buff them, and, you know, all the tips and tricks. Like, I know all that. No, I have to, like, now, in my head, perfect doing the nails, you know, not just on myself, but family, friends. Come out here because I want to show my video what you look like. I want to show my video. Okay. Oh, she wants her makeup on first. I don't blame her. So, like, she is giving today, honey. You guys have to see her, and I know you'll be like, damn, that bitch is bad.
I'll be 58 in June.
She'll be 58 in June, okay. Yeah, you guys have to see what she's on. Mama's ready. Oh, girl. Why are you so fine, though? Why are you so fine? You fine like Wayne. Oh, you are so pretty. Look at them lashes. Hold on. Get up in the camera for a minute, Mama, because them lashes really like those. And I think it's perfect because, again, you don't wear dresses.
I know.
So, like, you have a different vibe today. Why not have a different lash, right?
Right.
It's perfect. Like, you're out, like, head to toe, Mama. You are stunning today. All of yous that are new, if you've been around only a year and a half plus, you don't know anything that's going to come out in the series that I have to do. Because I have to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to talk about my experiences with all of these other creators. Mama just said I should have had my nails done. Sure should have, Mama. Glad you had to say it and I didn't. Like, agrees with this chick, Callista Cat, right? And she says something like mean about me in the comments.
Who said something mean about my baby? Ain't nobody got nothing bad to say about you. You're a good person.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. Because they really, like, there's really people on the internet who think I'm, like, a piece of trash. Like, I'm a bad fucking person. And it's like if they only knew me, right?
Okay, so I have some good footage, and I'm just going to put it at the beginning of the video because I have, like, tried to say the same thing for probably, like, 8 minutes. So I'll keep in all the good stuff with Mama because she's getting ready, and we talk when she's getting ready because I'm always sitting right here and she's getting ready.
YouTube. I'm talking about this chick, Samantha Sweets, someone I found in the unboxing community. She was real shady, in my opinion, right? And I had already made videos about Anne and things like that. And it's like I just, like, wound up finding this other unboxing chick who was on some BS, right? So I make a video and I call her out. I think it was that video or something, or one of those videos, that, like, brought Steph around me. And she became a subscriber. And she would comment under videos, and we would, you know, chat in the comment sections. Yeah, that jean jacket is everything. One day, right, I find this video that this Callista Cat chick made. She's a fucking weirdo, and she gets a whole video by herself when I get to my series. Okay, so don't worry, we'll talk about her again one day. Now I'm, you know, on YouTube for a couple months, and I find this chick, Radiant Brit, And I think she's like such a bitch. And I'm just like making videos and I'm talking about like how she says like the meanest shit about these mommy vloggers. Well, this Callista Cat chick, right? She was like a Radiant Brit stan. So she makes this video and she's like talking real bad about me. So of course, you know me, right? Like I'm going to the comments and I'm gonna like cuss you out probably. I don't know what I said, what I did. Well, I see Steph under there. And for the first time ever, I seen someone who I chat with in my comment section talking badly about me in this other girl's comment section. And I said to Steph, you know, in the comments, you're a two-faced bitch. How funny, because now, right, like considering what we know now and how YouTube works and stuff, like that's anything but two-faced, right? But let me tell you this. Calling Steph TXMA a two-faced bitch led to me having a 1.5-year smear campaign in my very first anti-Tyra Nichole community. Steph TXMA is the leader of that pack. There is an anti-Tyra community now, but it is all, well, not all, because like some people still holding on to shit for 4 years. It's a separated community, okay? There's anti-Tyra communities in all the little communities. It's fucking weird, man. But Steph started making videos about me and all the things. And she would just make videos and say the most terrible things about me and accuse me of like being racist and you know, finding old social media and like proving that I'm this way. And, you know, someone, we know how creepy people are, you know, made an account with her government name. I replied to the comment. I didn't remember her government name, right? And like there's still shorts on her channel to this day where it's like Tyra's allowing people to dox me in her comment section. And it's like, God, if that's the worst thing I've done to you, then like, I mean, whatever. But, you know, I can't allow anyone to do anything. We know how that works now. You know, she's also someone who I posted, I would assume it was a short. Yeah, because shorts have been around long enough, right? I posted a short and I had just started learning editing. I don't remember what I showed, but it was, you know, her like legal name or something probably. And it took me about 2 minutes just to watch it back and realize, oh my God, I didn't cut that out. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, she says I doxed her. You know, she's someone who has called me the cancer of the community. You know, someone who's behind the scenes, always in drama and, I don't know, in people's DMs. And, you know, just, I have all these stock accounts and I talk to myself in my comments and just like anything you could say about someone that could embarrass them, right? Like bringing Google Docs to the YouTube space, right? Like, and finding old stuff, you know, that can totally haunt you today. There's nothing in this world that anybody could expose on me now. So, like, I guess I'm glad we got it all out of the way. Although that anti-community was never harmful to me, as opposed to having people stalk you and, like, follow you around a state that they're, like, fucking 10 states away and shit, and, like, find where you live and, you know, all that crazy shit. That's dangerous, right? Like, they were never dangerous. I would say more so they were very, like, bad for my mental health. Like, if, you know, we're going to get into any kind of danger, like, that's about as dangerous as it got. When Steph came to this space, it just so happened, not another housewife and another chick, Bambi's Rambles, some of you may know that name, they kind of just came new on the scene and both started talking about Radiant Brit. So now we got Steph under Callista Cat's video, who's a Radiant Brit stan. And you got me, not another housewife, and Bambi's Rambles, all talking about Radiant Brit and kind of calling her out, you know, for just being a bitch, being mean. Bambi's Rambles and I were actually very friendly. I really enjoyed her content. Her commentary was everything. I could never take that from her. Like, her commentary on anything she talked about that she cared about was good fucking commentary. And she was this chick in Australia, you know, and she, you know, her and I really hit it off, and we would very much get ideas, you know, from each other's videos and things we may have said about Radiant Brit. So the next time we made a Radiant Brit video, then, like, we would bring up each other's videos and very much promote each other, just very friendly, you know. It wasn't long, though, before Steph TXMA slithered her way over by Bambi. I think because Steph now had it out for me for how dare I call her a two-faced bitch. She decided, like, she hated me and, like, nobody was allowed to like me because she said I was a bad person. So, like, everybody needed to think I was a bad person. If I would talk about Radiant Brit's video titled "The Doughertys Baked Another Cake." That was Radiant Brit's title, right? And that was the video that I was reacting to. I would use that title, okay, in my tags. That's what I did. I would put their titles in there. And in one of the videos where I was commenting on something Bambi's Rambles had said, it happened to be in a video in which she titled, I don't know for sure, Laughing, Loving, and BPD. Well, Steph found a way to see what people were tagging in their videos. So she quickly went to Bambi and said, look it, Tyra is trying to monetize off of your BPD. So then I had Bambi emailing me, and she was like, I don't appreciate you, you know, putting my name and BPD in your videos and all the things. And I tried to explain to her the logic behind what I was doing. And at the time, it was working for me. Like, if it was working, I was doing it. I was, you know, in a real shady way, right? Using her mental illness to monetize my video or something. It was then their story. I had to let them tell it. Not another housewife. Now, me and her were cool, okay? All along, Bambi as well, you know? So, me and Bambi fall out, and, you know, it's like, whatever. Not another housewife. When we all met her, she was pregnant than a mother. Huffing and puffing in that kitchen and talking her shit about Radiant Brit, and that's why everybody fell in love with her, including myself. Really enjoyed her. And I've never thought of anybody on this platform as my competition. So I have always been very supportive to the people around me when I enjoy them. She was being ridiculed and talked about and badmouthed because she was friends with Tyra for a long time. And for a long time, she found herself sticking up for me. And it seemed like all the time. She went up on a panel once upon a time with Steph, and Steph just gaslit her to death. You know what I'm saying? Steph and I forget the other chick's name. They're just gaslighting her to death and just making her feel terrible about liking me because I'm so horrible and I've done all these horrible things. She always, like, stood 10 toes down. Like, no, I fucks with Tyra. Well, she eventually had to have that baby. During her absence from YouTube, okay? During her absence from YouTube and having that baby and being in postpartum and all the things, Steph was able to sink her claws into Not Another Housewife. Not Another Housewife's first video back after having said baby comes back to drag me online. I have no idea that she don't even like me. But no, Steph and Bambi now have gotten in her ear, and the three of them are going to just not like me together because I'm a bad person. I'm terrible. So then it was a war between the three of us and myself, you know. And we fought a lot. We fought a lot throughout that year and a half, and we made a lot of videos about each other, and ultimately I gave a lot of opinions about how I felt about the three of them and didn't hold back, didn't bite my tongue. And the more that I would, you know, say my piece, the more it would piss Steph off for sure. And then there started being live streams and, you know, 6-hour live streams about like everything Tyra's ever done in her whole life. And like, I'm surprised the FOIA wasn't pulled. Like, it probably was. It probably was. Let's just be for real. It probably fucking was. But then they started doing live streams together, and it would just be like a drag Tyra live stream, and then I'd make a video, and it was just like that for a long time, you know. But one day, I'm having a live stream, and I'm saying something about my 9-year-old niece. I had someone on panel, we were talking about her, and I made a statement, we moved on, and like it was done and over with, it wasn't a big deal. But the three of these ladies went on to make a live stream, and Steph proceeded to call me a child predator because of what I said about my niece. In those 4 seconds, I became a child predator. That's when it became real. That's when shit hit the fan. Because at first, it was just a lot of videos. It was just a lot of shit talking. It was just a lot of them finding all the dirt they could on me and scouring the fucking internet, you know, and FBI shit, you know, that kind of stuff. Before you know it, they had all kinds of fucking people on their side. Then it just became this huge, like, 30 fucking women against Tyra. And that's what they would do with their time, you know, most of the time. They would just go around YouTube and talk shit about me, and I'd hear about it, watch it, and all the things, and I'd talk my shit back, and, you know, it was very dramatical. You know, we became a drama community for real, for real. What people didn't think of, right, or see, is that Steph couldn't have me being supported by anybody, because she deemed me as a bad egg, right? So, like, everybody had to agree with her. They had to fall in line with her. She, you know, slid into the DMs of Bambi and Marissa and, you know, did her best to convince them, obviously, that I'm a bad person and, you know, did all these shady things or whatever. And then the more they talked about it, then anybody who had a problem with me.
Because obviously I don't bite my tongue for nobody. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Subscribers were getting booty hurt because they would say something ignorant and I'd have to tell them about themselves in a live stream or something. And they'd go running over there, and then next thing you know, for months and months and months, they're making comments everywhere, and they're in every Bash Tyra stream and all the things. Okay, like it was a big fucking circus. It was a circus.
So keep in mind, I'm saying, you know, subscribers who used to hang with me and us in our live streams and stuff, if they decided I slighted them in any way, they ran over there. A lot of people quit messing with me because those girls would be in their DMs. I've seen the DMs. I know the people. They for many, many months, tried to basically torture people into not supporting me and not liking me by going into their DMs and telling them all these horrible things and reminding them of all these things, and how can you support Tyra when she did da 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 da. So a lot of people also went with popularity, right? Because it became very popular to hate Tyra. You know, being part of the anti-Tyra community became a very popular thing for people on this side of the YouTube streets. God, that's so weird to say out loud, but it's true. It was just very popular to hate me. And, you know, like I said, I'm the one who's supposed to be the bad egg. You know, I'm the one who does, like, all the dirty things behind the scenes and, you know, like I said, have sock accounts, to torture people and leave nasty comments. Yeah, that's never happened. No one will ever be able to prove that Tyra had a sock account where I'm torturing and being mean to people in comment sections. That is the only reason anyone should need a sock account, because they can't say this shit with their own mouth. So Steph really, truly, single-handedly created a movement called Stop Tyra Nichole, and she actually achieved it. It was actually the community, the actual whole community, that was able to finally get me to, you know. But I quit YouTube. I know, I can't believe it either. It only lasted 2 weeks, like, is anyone surprised? But I really fucking quit YouTube, and like, I really meant that shit. And once that happened, I feel like somehow, some way, just one day I woke up and a switch had happened. And it was like, oh, they started what is even today the anti-Tyra community. And they're still part of it. I have always said that they have sent to the pigs many things anonymously. Timing of how he got things, like, no, I'm sorry, but like, they had a lot to do with that pig coming at my head too, because I really believe that they believed, oh yeah, we couldn't take her out and like keep her out, right? Like, she quit, but like the bitch came back. But like, this guy is gonna really torture her soul, and then she'll leave the internet and we don't have to worry about her. Well, while the pig and the pig pen were coming at my soul, all of a sudden she became interested in As Seen by a Subscriber, Coley. I've made many videos on Coley. Coley is a fucking problem. Coley continues to be a problem, but I heard she went away for like 35 days and maybe she's changed and all the things, and I love that for her. Because, like, yeah, like, obviously something wasn't okay with you, because, motherfucker, we had some shit to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? But Steph got on this Coley kick, and has been on that Coley kick for 1.5 years, making videos and doing live streams and watching everything that Coley is doing. The same way that Steph had found herself obsessed with me, to the point that she came on a live stream and said how badly it affected her mental health, and how she had to take this break and all these things because it fucked her head up to be obsessed with me. She just started doing it to Coley. And then all of a sudden, Coley leaves the YouTubes and makes a video that has nothing to do with shit. And all of a sudden, problems are kicked up from 7 months ago. It makes so little sense why anybody would go to Abby and say that Justin is like over there and constantly making videos on Abby. Why are we telling our friends that? I'm going to link the video down below where I react to the video. So even if you don't know what's going on, at least now you'll have a better idea, and you might want to click on that video. I'll put it down in the description box. Video was made 7 months after something happened, and nobody can understand why. We're all fucking confuzzled. Is it really that confusing? No. No, it's obvious as fuck, dude. It was started on purpose. But then you question, these are supposed to be such smart, intelligent ladies. How did they be so sloppy with being so obvious? But remember, all along, I've had some of the same subscribers. And all that hard work that these ladies put into making me the bad guy and, you know, getting everyone to not support me anymore, it didn't work for some of them. And when I'm talking about people like BTU, Curls, Brooke, Chicago, like, I've been friends with them for 4 years. Every one of them have been around for the real anti-Tyra movement, the real official, the very first. Imagine my surprise when all of my, even then, friends started talking to Steph, Marissa, and them. What I had to realize was they've been around a long time, and like, they don't dislike them. They never did nothing to them, you know. I edited everything that I've already talked about. So this is where we're going to continue. So remember, all of us were creators, you know, besides Steph. And a lot of subscribers liked all of us. So, you know, I'm not saying that people were not already friendly, right? Because, like, nobody chose sides. There were people who decided, okay, I'm going to be with the popular girls and I'm going to hate Tyra. And then there were people that were like, I like Tyra. And, like, there's nothing you bitches can say because I'm going to stay liking Tyra until she just gives me reason not to fucking like her, you know?
Yes, I'm still trying to get this fucking thumbnail off. Peel off nothing. And I really need to stop doing that. I just need to file it off. That's what I need to do.
So they were all always friendly, you know, they liked everybody. But within like the last year and a half, I would say, my group of friends, like really officially became like friends with Steph, Marissa, and like, you know, Melissa and Abadabs and, you know, like that crew. Fuck, I don't know, dude. I don't even know how to talk about this shit. Why is this my life? How did I let this stuff be part of my life? I question it. And, you know, I will be the first to tell you I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. No, I did not. But my friends are adults. And I also know that my friends are extremely intelligent. And I think they are like fuck with proof, you know? Like if Steph, Marissa, and them were to be bogus, like, you know what I'm saying? They would leave the friendship because in my opinion, allegedly my motherfucking conspiracy, Marissa and Steph are fucking disgusting. I use the word disgusting because they're them gossipy mean girls where you know that all they do with their day is just sit on the phone and talk about people. That's weird. And because of their ages, it's disgusting to me. But anyway, I know how my friends roll and, you know, I just have to hope for the best. And I never want to sound insensitive through any of these videos that I will be making in the future as well, right? I understand that this is more so about the reality that is shit being leaked in a group chat and people thinking people were their friends. And my friends being hurt because of somebody who is basically a Steph number 2. That's like all she's ever been on YouTube. It's all she'll ever be on YouTube, all the things. I have no idea what that looked like, but I almost choked and died right now. Can you imagine me dying in the middle of this video? That would have been terrible. Would have even known how to get it up for me. It wouldn't even have made the fucking airwaves. Me choking and dying and trying to be funny at the same time. Get it together, Tyra. Oh no. Rather than getting a drink like a normal human, I kept on trying to talk between dying, basically. So everyone is friendly, they're becoming friends, and because time is passing in between this stuff, new people are coming along. And, you know, it just became like a bigger group, basically, and everybody was friends with everybody. So it was just something that I accepted, you know. I didn't go to my friends and say, like, why are you friends with these people? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I would talk my shit about them. Like, I'm not going to hold my tongue because, like, you're friends with a fucking crazy lunatic bitch. But, like, you know, like, I didn't badger them, you know, the way Steph and them have done to other people. They're grown-ups and, like, they're gonna make their own fucking decisions in life, you know? I can't police who my friends are friends with. That's just, like, not even something I would even think to do. So, again, just weird. Like everything else I'm talking about in this fucking video.
You know, throughout this time, I've heard that, you know, Steph said this about one of my friends, and, you know, it's not ever something that I've, like, gone to my friends and said, ooh, you know, I heard Steph said, and, like, I just don't do that stuff. It's not me. If you show me that Steph said some public shit, I'm gonna send it to you, bitch.
Cause problems just because I don't like that they're friends and all the things. No. Like, am I happy that this group chat fucking gate happened? I am extremely happy. But I'm more so proud of my girls, like, standing up and talking about some shit that they deserved to have talked about 7 months ago. Only once, you know. Was there a time where I was convinced that I was really close to proving that Steph, Marissa, Melissa, maybe Abby too, I don't know, we're behind some really shady shit with a creator we once had here on YouTube called Sarah's Odd.
I don't think I'll talk about her in my series. Yeah, I don't think I will. Like, will she come up as a character? Oh, I'm sure. But, like, no. I like Sarah. I've always liked Sarah. And just because I no longer speak to Sarah doesn't mean that I have any ill will towards her, okay?
But some really bad things happened to her. And I was pretty convinced that those girls had something to do with it. Turns out in 2025 I was right. But, you know, hey, who am I? And it kicked off a war, you know. It kicked off a little war, and my friends were not so happy with me. I think those ladies felt very validated, and look at how Tyra's acting and the things she's saying, and she just wants to start problems and all the things, you know. But no, I was convinced. What Sarah was saying was actually happening. But they did a really good job, okay? They did a really good job at dodging that bullet. Not another housewife left the internet about 6-7 months ago. Didn't think she'd be returning. But hey, here she is. The only time Steph addressed Sarah is when she did a live stream basically saying, like, you're totally crazy. And, like, everything coming out of your mouth is just one big old lie. When it turns out in 2025, it's probably not a fucking lie. Like, can any of us prove it? No. But, like, dude, we're giving edited versions of conversations to our friends to show that other people are talking to them. Do we need proof? Do we need proof as to where Cursed Eye got that information? That's actually like a real life physical reaction to that information. All of my homegirls spoke on it. And they talked about how they felt, and more so than anything, betrayed by Melissa. And now, Steph, not another housewife, they want to defend Melissa in some way, somehow, I don't know. You know, they're standing 10 toes down on, we are not going to feel bad about telling our friend that someone was talking about them. And the same things that Just Ann was saying in that group chat 7 months ago, that Abadabs just talked about 2 weeks ago, okay? You're following me, right? Most likely because Steph TXMA told her that Justin was talking bad about her, and she wasn't. All in a group chat amongst friends. Abadabs is nowhere to be found. She made the video and, like, ran away. Ain't no one heard from her. Besides, like, some community posts and, like, I don't know, saying, like, my feelings are valid. Like, girl, yes, your feelings are valid, but, like, why didn't you talk about this 7 months ago? And you got my girls sitting on their feelings and their emotions and all the things and not talking about none of the things, keeping shit classy, and you the... But it's so obvious. And you guys are not dumb. That's what's blowing my mind. I had to reach out to one of my greatest friends today, and I'm just like, it's too dumb. We're not dealing with dumb women here. Okay, we're dealing with very, very, very intelligent women. Whether they have fucking book intelligence or fucking troll intelligence, we are dealing with a real fucking dynamic duo there, bitch. And the Abby and Melissa, they're just like the cronies. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck leaves YouTube, goes over to TikTok, and has a semi-successful engagement rate, right? For months and months, and then you come back to YouTube to fight with people in their comments. I have always said in my videos that Steph is a problem. I once called her a single white female, and that's very much what she is. I'm going to clock her right now. I think that's what the kids call it.
I'm going to clock her whole ass right now, and you're going to think I'm being petty, but I'm actually just being real. I'm going to tell you what Steph's problem is and what this has all become and why.
Steph is an alpha female. I know that life. I totally get it. I think for a very long time, I was an alpha female. You know, I was that bitch that when I walked in that door, the attention should be on me. You know, like, I should be greeted, right? Like, I'm the best woman in the room, right? Like, I'm the dopest in this motherfucker, you know, like, my ego, you know, it's a problem. And when I told her she was a two-faced bitch in the comment section, she could not believe the audacity of me. White trash, trailer trash, cancer. I mean, like, whatever you ever thought I was, whatever, I don't know, right? But, like, how dare I ever speak to you like that? And here's the thing. Steph got some gangster in her. She's got some street in her. In her past, there is some street in her past. And on top of being this alpha female and just thinking she's better than, she got that street in her, right? The street that always got me in trouble, it continues to get her in trouble because she's worked so hard to change everything about herself that she doesn't even know who she is anymore. And everything about me reminds me of who she really is and who she would really like to be in this world. Flawed. Not very intelligent. Didn't go to college. I know that sounds crazy. You're probably like, bitch, you're not okay mentally. Like, why are you doing this video? No, I'm so serious. I think people think that because somebody's down here, nobody up here would dare be jealous, right? Like, what is there to be jealous of? That's what people would say. I come here to this platform, to this same fucking platform that you're watching this video on, and I get to be myself. I'm the same way on these videos that I am in real life. Nobody in this whole entire universe could ever watch a video of mine and say, oh my God, what the fuck was that? Who in the hell is that girl? This is gonna sound stupid, it really is. I mean, do I think people who knew me in real life, if they watched my videos, would be like, damn, that bitch got white as fuck? I think that's what they would say. But like not really being myself and like putting on a show and fronting off and all the things, like nobody could ever say that. Looks different, she talks different. But like, no, that's her personality. Oh, there's Tyra being a fucking dork. It's just all these things are just really me. But I always knew that. Social media, you can find fucking anybody. I knew I couldn't come on YouTube and front off. I didn't even think of that. From my very first video, October 14th, 2020, I was the same Tyra then that I am now. I've grown up a lot. I've matured so much. My temperament is totally different. Things that bother me all hit different. Like, all those things are different.
For instance, this is just me throwing something out there. When in the streets, right, like in your real life, you literally have an accent as if you're Hispanic, and you're not, but like, hey, whatever, you have a Hispanic accent. But then you go on YouTube and you are a Barbie doll. That is you being different. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, she don't really talk like that in real life. And it's like, damn. Are you putting on a show? Like, what the fuck are you doing over there? Why do you sound like that? You know, I just don't think I talk in as much slang as I used to. So, like, that's what has changed about the way I talk. Or maybe words that I use, right? Because believe it or not, I do say some really smart words that I probably didn't use in the past. Let's be for real. When you have people who come to this platform and they have, I guess, sat back and thought about who they are going to be on YouTube. You know, they create the character. And I don't think anybody, no, I'm not even going to say that. You must have to think of details of this character as you go along, which is how I think like a lot of people get caught up, right? Like, damn, dude, you're a fucking fraud because you busted yourself out type shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be making characters and forgetting the details of their characters. So maybe like some stuff, right? Like as you progress on YouTube and have to whatever, right? Like you have to, I don't know, dude, I couldn't do it. It is exhausting just trying to think of how it will go down. At the end of the day, okay, right? At the end of the day, because how long is this video even going to be, dude? Steph was a problem since 2020. Steph is a problem today. She has put on a show for everybody. We all know how much she doesn't care about YouTube because she says it often, right? She has put on a show for everybody. She wore her mask. She played the game right. You know, I think that's all this is to her, is a game. Like, totally she was bored. Coley disappeared and she's like, oh shit, I gotta kick up some shit. I'm fucking bored. And like plays with people like dolls on puppet strings. People like that exist, dude. And she's that girl. I didn't call her a single white female for nothing. And I think people just thought like, oh, she calls you out, so of course you're going to say these things about her. I guess you wouldn't take me serious when all you're focused on is I'm supposed to hate you, so like, why do I care what you say, right? Like, maybe that's a thing too. I don't know. I don't really know how this goes. I don't know. Abadab's making that video a couple weeks ago, bringing up this group chat and all the things, and still being heartbroken, and oh my God, we didn't set up anybody. To now, Terry Linen Curls did a stream. B2U made a video. Shelley Abbott talked about it too. Just Ann has had to mention it a couple times on her channel. Things that have come from said video. Abadabs is nowhere to be seen. Melissa is the one who gives Steph TXMA this leaked conversation that Abby's so hurt about 7 months later. Even though it says all the same shit that's been said publicly for motherfucking 2 years. But that's beside the point. Who the fuck am I, dude? I'm the bitch who didn't go to college. What do I know about fucking logic? Block me. The logic is crazy in this house. Did I say Melissa? I don't even know where the fuck I'm at, dude. Melissa's nowhere to be found. And apparently, when people did reach out to her and found out she leaked the shit 7 months ago, and they reached out to her privately, she's like, oh my God, my mental health is not good. And still to this day has never fessed up to doing the shit. But it's okay for Abby to tell the world that Melissa did it?
Was Abby supposed to do that? Does Steph and Marissa know? Is Marissa and Melissa even friends? Does any of this matter because Melissa's a throwaway ragdoll? What the fuck do we know? She's not a creator.
At this point, nobody knows the real parts each of those 4 ladies play in their now foursome. Or it could be a threesome. I think Melissa's been kicked to the curb, honey. She was thrown under the short bus. Yes, she was. Publicly. Yes, I know. Housewife didn't give a fuck. She said, be mad at Melissa. No, be mad at Melissa. Don't be mad at Abby, girl. Any 3 women who can single-handedly start and finish a hate community against one person is a huge problem. And that is Steph, housewife, and Bambi. Bambi, supposedly, ran from the internet many years ago. And that does still leave Marissa and Steph. They have always been a problem together. And they always will be. I think Steph was bored. I think Marissa's, troll deep down in here is just like, she's literally fiending for it. Like, she just needs to be a troll. When you have people coming for your entire soul, and you are always wondering, what are these people going to say or expose or lie about me next? You pay real close attention to how they move. I have called these girls out for being nasty for years. But when it's 30 on 1, you're just never going to hear that 1%. You know what I'm saying? It's just way too loud. And as bad as I feel for my friends that they were hurt and thought they had a friend, and I know what that feels like, that sucks. I am so happy that these ladies showed their asses, and I am so happy that they all spoke up for themselves and talked about it, because they deserve to. You want to be doing some shady shit, you deserve to be called out. Does it necessarily need to be public? No, but you need to be called the fuck out. You have to take accountability. You better get back on that motherfucking group chat and apologize. But unfortunately, this situation is public, right? The group chat has been made public. So publicly, the girl said, fuck you, we're going to talk about it. Classy shit, dude. Couldn't be me. I cannot stand gross pig behavior. And when it happens, I call it, bitch. And that's just what it is, what it's going to be. Bottom line. I'm going to end this. There's about to be no daylight left. And then I can sit here and edit another 32 minutes. What have I been talking about? Is this video even going to make sense? It's only 7:22. I can get it up tonight, though.
Are you going to see this? Are you going to see this? Are you watching this right now? Matter of fact, if you're watching this right now, put one of your favorite sweets down in the comment section. If you're watching this right now, I wonder for real if I'm going to have to scrap this whole shit. Oh,
Thanks again for coming. Have a great day or night wherever it is you are, and I'll see you on the next one.